Thank you so much for joining us for LMU's open house and our transfer admission information session. My name is Vanessa Miranda. I'm the Director for Transfer Admission and Enrollment Services. I am so excited to connect with you today to go over all of the wonderful opportunities available for transfer students at LMU. But before we begin, I do want to take a moment to introduce you to the fantastic Transfer Admission and Enrollment Services.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charles Mason, Associate Director, Transfer Admissions Enrollment Services. I'm excited, I'm thrilled, and I could go on and on. We're just happy to have you here today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. My name is Ruben Nunez, and I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer Admission Enrollment Services here at LMU.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Passamano. I'm the Senior Administrative Coordinator for Transfer Admission and Enrollment Services. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you. This wonderful team is ready and available to connect with you about any questions that you have regarding transferring to LMU, major opportunities, and again, here to guide you, and we'll be available throughout the session to answer any questions. We want to ensure that you're able to engage with us as we're going through the information. And we're going to cover the LMU experience, of course, admission and financial aid requirements, tips and tools to guide you in your experience. And then we have a wonderful Q&A session with students at LMU. And these are students who are ready to share their experience as Lions and to provide you with really a first-hand look at what it means to live the Lion experience. And so we're excited to have a chance to connect with them this afternoon. As I shared, we want to ensure that throughout the session, you're able to engage with us and ask questions or clarification or other things that you might want to learn more about. Our wonderful team is here and ready to answer those questions. So please utilize the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen to ask us any question throughout that session. The LMU experience. LMU is a private mid-sized institution located in Los Angeles, founded and rooted in the Jesuit tradition of education. This is an educational philosophy and tradition that spans over 500 years, an educational philosophy that is rooted in core values around cura personalis and magis. These core values, the care for the whole person, the seeking to be more for the greater good, truly guide all that we do, both in and out of the classroom. They're the guideposts that shape the opportunities that we want to ensure our Lions are able to experience on campus and take with them beyond the bluff. Our mission is made up of 3 tenets: the encouragement of learning, the education of the whole person, and the service of faith and promotion of justice. From the work that we do in admission, from the philosophy of education and learning that our faculty and professors are taking hold in the classroom, to the co-curricular opportunities, you'll see LMU live its mission around all of these things that are happening, again, both in and out of the classroom, with the opportunities that you'll have to delve into your specific major and study of inquiry, to the opportunities that you'll have to delve into your passions, both academically and non-academically, and grow, again, all in service of creating a more just society while on campus and beyond. It truly is, I think, one of the I think, hallmarks of an LMU education is how we live our mission, both, again, in and out of the classroom, and the experiences our students have to engage in an education that is going to allow you to engage with professors that are experts in their area of study, that allows you to engage in critical inquiry and research opportunities and internships and clinical experiences, all the while still growing professionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, again, through that care of the whole person. And so it's an honor to be able to share more about LMU and, again, who we are and the experience that our students are able to take part in upon joining us on the bluff. Some quick facts, LMU at a glance for you all here. Again, as a mid-sized institution, we have about 6,600 undergraduate students, an average class size of 19, and a student to faculty ratio of 10 to one. What this translates is into a very dynamic learning environment where faculty and professors are, again, leading a very dynamic and engaging classroom experience where the expectation is participation and discussion and shared perspectives and dialogue. It's in this dynamic environment in the classroom that you're able to not only learn from a professor who's, again, a leading expert in that area, but you're able to learn from the perspectives and ideas of your fellow students, as well as sharing your own perspective and thoughts on a project, an assignment, a text. And so it's definitely not where you'll hide in a lecture hall of 100 students. No, the expectation, again, because of that small learning environment, is to come prepared and ready to engage. But there's so much, again, to be learned from that type of experience. And I think our students really are able to have that very dynamic learning experience where they're able then to take what they're learning in the classroom and apply it in a variety of ways through research with a professor, research with fellow students, clinical experiences depending on your area of interest, as well as internships. And so it's that those interconnections with what's happening in the classroom and the dialogue and really inquiry that's happening that's connected with all the opportunities that you have both in and out of the classroom to engage and explore and continue growing in your area of study academically. And then, of course, with regard to major options, we have a variety of programs to consider across 5 colleges. And so with regard to the core curriculum, LMU has a core curriculum that is interwoven throughout the academic experience at LMU throughout the 4 years. And so the average LMU student is taking a mix of core courses along with major specific classes. Through the transfer process and transfer experience, we encourage you all to connect with us if you have questions on course recommendations or specific major expectations. We do have, again, over 60 programs across 5 colleges with varying requirements depending on the major of study. And so we're going to put a link in the Q&A in the chat to our full listing of majors, recommended courses, so that you have that as a resource and tool as you are exploring transferring to LMU. But as an example, for the College of Business at LMU does have a specific math requirement to be eligible for transfer consideration. And that is the completion of business calculus or calculus 1 prior to transfer. And so when looking at mapping out courses towards an LMU transfer, if you're interested in one of our business majors like entrepreneurship, management and leadership, information systems and business analytics, accounting, we encourage you to map out your math, again, because you will need to have that math course, business calculus or calculus 1, completed prior to transfer with a grade of a B or higher. And so it can be in progress in the semester that you apply. But again, this is where planning and ensuring that you have that as part of your course recommendations and educational plan would be important if you're interested in a major within the College of Business. On the other hand, if you're interested in a major in the liberal arts, so for example, like history, urban studies, political science, international relations, again, those requirements would be slightly different. They're not as prescriptive in terms of specific courses needed to be eligible to transfer, but we do like to see across the board that students have a good mix of general core or general education requirements and major specific where applicable. Again, some of our more competitive majors, like our majors within the College of Business or majors within the College of Science and Engineering, are a bit more prescriptive in what we would expect to see from a successful applicant into those majors. Within the College of Science and Engineering, because of the sequencing of math and science courses, and to ensure that you will be successful in earning a timely degree, we want to ensure that you have foundational courses across the math and sciences prior to transfer. So for example, if you're interested in biology or biochemistry or health and human sciences, having at the minimum a year of calculus, general chemistry, general biology, and general physics would help set you to be a successful candidate for consideration and ensure, more importantly, that if admitted, you are on track towards earning, again, a timely degree and on track to take the next sequencing of those courses. With regard to resources, we do have on our page our transfer agreements that allow you, for many of our community colleges in our area, the ability to see how courses map to our specific core curriculum. And so at the foundations and explorations level, these are lower division core requirements that can be satisfied with transfer credit. And so the core agreement allows you to see with your institution which courses will map directly to an LMU core requirement. And so by looking and being strategic in that mapping along with a counselor at your institution or one of our members of the transfer admission team, you can ensure that you are on track, not just towards being a successful candidate for transfer consideration, but are on track with already meeting transfer requirements and, more importantly, graduation requirements for LMU for the core and the major. It is typically, again, with regard to the core agreement, one course to satisfy a specific area. The agreements, you'll see multiple options within each area to satisfy the core requirement, giving you the opportunity to select a course that you find engaging and interesting, allows you to, again, be strategic. You'll see overlap potentially with other schools that you're considering, allowing you to, again, to have opportunities and options for multiple institutions if that's what you're pursuing. Again, ensuring that you're on track towards a timely degree and already having satisfied graduation requirements for LMU. Again, in the chat, we'll be providing some resources towards specific recommended courses for all of our programs so that you can align that with your specific interests. And again, we are available not just throughout this session to answer specific questions that you may have about programs you're interested in, but we'll be available to meet with you individually following this session. You can set up an appointment with one of our team members, our counselors here, to be able to do a review of your transcripts and provide recommendations towards your interest in transferring to LMU. And so I'm going to touch briefly on the student experience because I do want to ensure that we have time for you to be able to connect with our students who will give you their firsthand look at the student experience as they're living, again, life on as a Lion. And so notably, we have over 200 student clubs and organizations. This number continues to grow and evolve as new students come to campus with new ideas, new perspectives, new interests. And so you'll see a variety of organizations and initiatives that you can get involved in, ranging from academic organizations, honor societies, Greek life, service organizations, ultimate Frisbee. I think if you can think it, we likely have it. And if we don't, it's very easy to create a new initiative on campus, a new organization. We are proud to have a diverse student community, diversity in terms of perspective, ideas, interests, background. And I think that diversity of diversity really is clear and outlined and highlighted in the number of organizations, initiatives, and opportunities to engage both academically and co-curricularly in the student experience at LMU, the student EXP. We are continuously ranked in top institutions for service hours, volunteer hours. We don't have a requirement, but it is true to who we are as a community, and the opportunities are available on campus and off campus to engage in service. And again, you'll see that over 200,000 or 200 hours, 1,000 hours are achieved in service hours every year. We have opportunities to work on campus as well as to pursue internships. Over 5,300 campus employment, student employment opportunities. And student employment is one of the ways to become engaged with LMU, to be able to develop your professional skills, to be able to make connections with LMU staff, faculty, fellow students. And so we are very encouraging of students seeking employment opportunities. And again, over 5,300 available for students to apply to work on campus. And then over 2,000 internship opportunities. Our students are at least pursuing one internship while they're on campus. Some pursue more than one and are actively involved in multiple internships throughout their time at LMU. And these are opportunities to learn more about your area of interest, to be able to start developing your network and skills towards your specific area of career exploration and interest. And so we'll talk a little bit more about those opportunities for internships when we connect around career and professional development. The student support services at LMU extend beyond the faculty support that you have. Again, we have wonderful faculty that value teaching and mentoring our students above all else. And so in addition to your faculty members, your professors and advisors in your major, you have the support system of LMU's ethnic and intercultural services and affinity organizations, as well as disability support services, student psychological services that provide counseling and wellness workshops, to our student success office that houses transfer programs and veteran programs. These are student support services dedicated to transfer students, to ensuring that you have support in the transition. And so transfer admission and enrollment services, our team partners very closely with transfer programs and student success to ensure that we have, again, your smooth transition, not through only the admission and enrollment process, but through your start at LMU. And we want to ensure that transfer students, although with us for a shorter amount of time, are able to hit the ground running upon starting at the Bluff and experience, again, all that you're interested in terms of your academic inquiry, your passions, both in and out of the classroom. And so transfer programs provides workshops as well as social events to get connected with other organizations around, there's other workshops around advising, and again, to ensure that you're able to have a one-stop resource on that student support side. In addition to transfer programs, they also oversee veteran programs. We have many of our transfer students that are that are veterans that have served, and we want to ensure that they have resources and a point person, as well as key individuals in financial aid, registrar's office, transfer admission, and student accounts that help and support our veteran transfer students. And last but not least, in terms of in terms of transfer engagement and support, we have the Lion Transfer Network. The Lion Transfer Network is a student-run student organization started by transfer students for transfer students to provide a welcoming, again, environment to students transferring to the university in any given semester, as well as to provide programming and support and social opportunities to get connected as a transfer student. And I went ahead a slide, so I'm so sorry. I'm going to back up just one second. We are fortunate to be in a very prime LA location, Los Angeles. This is not to scale, to be clear, but it gives you a sense of our campus. We are in the Westchester neighborhood of Los Angeles, about 10 minutes from the LAX airport, not too far from the beaches, as you can see, and really close to all the great things that Los Angeles has to offer from a cultural, social perspective, but of course, towards your goals to develop professionally. Silicon Beach is down the bluff. Lots of different organizations and companies have now a footprint in this area, and we are making connections to ensure that our students are able to create, again, that networking and provide them with opportunities for internships and career exploration while they're on campus, and of course, employment beyond upon graduating LMU. And so a sense of our location, and again, we're very fortunate to be part of a very residential neighborhood, self-enclosed campus, but close to all the great things that Los Angeles has to offer. In terms of the opportunities, the possibilities are truly limitless. This is a sampling. By no means is it a comprehensive list, but it gives you a chance to see the different types of organizations, companies that our students have gone to intern and now have gone to work at LMU. And so it gives you a sense, again, across industries, across areas, really the presence of the LMU, the Lion Alumni Network. We are very fortunate to have a cutting edge LMU career and professional development team that helps work with students in ensuring that we have coaches within the career and professional development office that are experts in specific areas like the entertainment industry and business, education, that can help guide students in those specific with those specific interests to ensure that they're able to provide a guideline for what you should be doing towards your professional development. There is a guideline that they have outlined for transfer students towards what you should be doing towards your professional development upon starting at LMU. Beyond the workshops they host around being interview skills and resume building, they have a wonderful peer student network to help, again, connect you with a peer and working towards your professional development. But they also host some unique opportunities to visit different sites and organizations that have individuals that are LMU alumni or connected or affiliated to LMU, so that you can connect with individuals across these industries and these organizations that understand the value of an LMU education and can help build your network and give you the experience to see firsthand what an organization holds, to be able to make those connections and to have that experience to travel off campus in these workplaces and truly be a part of that and have that experience again is one of the things that, and one of the offerings that truly sets our students apart. Again, it helps them build those connections early. The Vocara retreat is a retreat that was created specifically for transfer students and sophomore students at LMU. It's the time to be able to step away and connect with young alumni, connect with professors and other staff members around thinking about your vocation, thinking about what you are hoping to pursue academically, professionally, and help build those connections. It's truly, I think, a transformative experience. We've had several of our student workers participate in Vocara, and again, this is an opportunity that is held every semester in both fall and spring. Again, graded for and with transfer students and sophomore students in mind. In addition to the wonderful programming and opportunities to engage in off-campus experiences around your professional development, the LMU Career and Professional Development, CPD, as it's known, offers internship funding. And so not only do they provide you with the opportunity to develop your interview skills, to be able to have a coach in guiding you towards your specific internship interests and making those connections and helping you prepare for those opportunities, they also provide funding over the summer for students who are pursuing a summer internship, be it unpaid or paid. You can pursue a grant of up to $2,500 to help you in those expenses to ensure that you're able to participate in those types of experiences that we know can be truly transformational. And there is a session about our career and professional development department and team and a more in-depth dive into this at 2 o'clock. And I encourage you all to attend the session later on today. The outcomes of an LMU education are truly something that we want to ensure that you have access to learn more about. 96% of our LMU undergraduate students have a positive outcome, and this is either pursuing graduate school, law school, medical school, or full-time employment in their specific area, as well as service. So 96% of our students have, within 6 months of graduation, a positive outcome. Outcomes.lmu.edu is a wonderful resource that will provide you with data going back the last 5 graduating classes, and you can delve into specific colleges. And so if you're interested in knowing the outcomes where students in the College of Business, for example, are working, where they've interned, where they've gone to graduate school for that specific class year, and their salary for that first year, you're able to see that data at outcomes.lmu.edu. We know it is important as you're considering your next institution in your academic journey to look at those outcomes along with all the great opportunities that you have on campus, to know, again, to be able to see the value of an LMU education. So outcomes.lmu.edu. There are 2 application deadlines to be considered for transfer to LMU. And so we have both a spring and fall application process for transfer students. If you're interested in transferring in a spring semester, so spring 2022 being the upcoming spring application period, that opens in August. It actually, if you're interested in applying now for spring, it is available through our LMU online application. It is due October 1st. We encourage any student who's interested in transferring in a spring semester to not delay with the application. We want to ensure that we have your application by or before October 1st. With the spring to or the fall to spring transition being such a quick turnaround, we want to ensure that we can assist you smoothly through that process. And so again, October 1st is the regular decision deadline for spring. We encourage you, if you're interested in the spring semester, to start the application now, again, as it is available through the LMU application at lmu.edu/apply. If you're interested in a fall transfer, so fall 2022, The deadline is February 1st. If anyone is interested in fall 2021 for this fall, we ask that you reach out to us. There is still some limited space across some of our programs, and so you are welcome, if interested in fall 2021, to please contact us. You're welcome to use the Q&A to learn more if you're interested in this fall. If you're looking ahead at fall 2022 or beyond, again, that application deadline is February 1st. There are three ways to apply. The first two, the common application and the coalition application. These are platforms that LMU is a part of. This allows you to apply to multiple institutions that are part of that platform, that are members, with one application. And so we do not have a preference as to which you choose. Ultimately, it's what makes most sense for you as you're applying to other schools. If you're applying to multiple schools that are part of the Common App, then again, it might just make most sense to apply to LMU via the Common App, so that you're again using that one application, or the coalition if that is the application that you're using. And again, there are other schools that you're considering that are part of the coalition platform. If neither is your situation, again, you are welcome to use the LMU online application. This is our in-house application on our website. That LMU application is available now for 2022, so either spring or fall. For the Common App and the coalition application, the spring 2022 and the fall 2022 applications will open in August. But if you do want to get a head start, I encourage you all to use the LMU application. We don't have a preference beyond that. Again, in terms of which you choose, the prompts, the questions, they're all consistent across the three applications. We just ask that you choose one of the three. To have a completed application, we do need the application to be submitted, as well as your official transcripts from any college or university that you've attended. If you have 30 or more college level units at the time that you apply, we don't need high school transcripts. We don't need high school information for transfer admission consideration. If you're applying with fewer than 30 units, so less than 30 units at the time of the application deadline, we do need you to submit a high school transcript. And so the difference being that if a student has 30 or more units, that is at least 1 year of college work under your belt. And so the decision, the review process is based on your college work. You're welcome to send high school information, but it wouldn't be necessary, again, because we're able to make a decision and be able to evaluate your readiness for transfer based on your college work. If you have fewer than 30 units, again, we do ask for high school information to ensure that we have that still as part of the review, since you have less than a year of college work under your belt. The minimum GPA, regardless of units, is a 3.0. And then, as I shared earlier, when we are reviewing candidates for transfer, successful candidates have a minimum 3.0 cumulative GPA and have completed that combination of major specific and core, again, general education classes prior to transfer. As I shared earlier, there are tools available to help guide you in your planning as you're planning your course schedule for fall 2021 at your current institution. As you're mapping out your educational plan, we want to ensure that you have resources available along with our team to help support you in picking out your classes, to ensure not just the transferability of the courses, but the applicability towards the LMU core and your specific major. And so to that end, we have our transfer agreements, which outline our institution LMU core. And so this is where you're able to see if your school has been articulated. And again, most, if not all of our local community colleges have articulation agreements and core agreements available. And so you're able to see how courses at your institution transfer into those specific core areas, so that the foundations and explorations levels. In addition to the core agreements, we also have a full course articulation for many of our community colleges in our area. And so you're able to see across your institution all of the courses that are transferable to LMU, and if they have a course equivalent. If a course is not on the course articulation list, it's likely to not be transferable. And so a transferable course is any course that is completed at an accredited, regionally accredited institution with a C or higher. So again, college level, completed at a regionally accredited institution with a grade of a C or higher. And so if you are at an institution that is not currently articulated, so it's a community college potentially that's out of the area, or it does not yet have a course articulation or core agreement, or potentially at another four-year institution, we do have a database through our previous equivalencies for you to be able to see a snapshot of how courses from that institution have transferred in the past. We want to make sure that you are, again, utilizing this as a tool, but know that it is not by any means the end all be all of transferability of courses from that particular institution. It's a snapshot of historical transfer information. It is possible that a course that you're taking is transferable, but may not be on that previous equivalencies because that course has not been transferred in the past from that institution. And so really the guideline should be, whether it's college level, if you're completing it at a regionally accredited institution and earning a C or higher. If there's any doubt on transferability of courses, we're here to help support you in that planning, whether or not you're at a school that has an articulation agreement or at another community college that has not yet been articulated or another four-year institution. We are here to help and are able to answer questions if you want to, again, share your current courses or, again, set up an appointment with our team to go over what you've taken, what you're planning to take. We're happy to be helpful and guide you and provide some recommendations, as well as preliminary let you know, again, the transferability of courses based on whether it's a college level course and you've earned a C or higher. So the transfer agreements, the previous equivalencies, again, we're going to put those resources for you in the chat to be able to guide you along your planning towards LMU. And this is our student profile, and this is available on our transfer website, so transfer.lmu.edu. Of note, 65% of our students transferred from a community college, 35% transferred from a four-year institution, and the fall 2020 transfer class came from over 163 different sending institutions. So truly a diverse group of students that are academically motivated and are, again, hit the ground running when they started with us in the fall. Of the fall 2020 transfer class, they made up a total of 23% of the student population at LMU. And so transfer students are valued, are, again, an important part of our campus community. You bring a level of perspective and academic experience to our classroom community, to our student experience. And so we truly value transfer students and welcoming new students to campus in both fall and spring. This past fall, we welcomed 450 new transfer students to the Bluff. And then in regards to financial aid, we do have some filing deadlines that do align with our fall application. And so if you are interested in being considered for need-based aid, the FAFSA deadline or California DREAM Act deadline, they're both February 1st at LMU. That's our priority filing deadline. We want to ensure that you are able to submit that by February 1st, so by the fall application deadline, to ensure that there's no delay in getting you your financial aid package if accepted. And so by submitting that at the time that you submit the application, you're assured that upon review and if admitted, again, you're able to receive your financial aid award letter and package in a timely manner, and there's not a delay in getting that important information. There is no separate application for merit scholarship consideration upon applying, and if admitted, all of the information that you submit on the application, your academic record, will be considered for merit scholarship eligibility. And so LMU does offer a competitive transfer merit scholarship, and that can range between $2,000 to $10,000. It is competitive and selective, but again, no separate application is required for consideration for a transfer merit scholarship. We also are proud partners with Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society for community college students who are excelling academically. If you are a Phi Theta Kappan and admitted to LMU, you are awarded a $2,000 scholarship. It's an annual scholarship and renewable for up to 3 years in honor of your participation and achievement as a Phi Theta Kappa student. LMU is also a proud participant and partner in the Yellow Ribbon Program. And again, for our veteran transfer students, we have a support team across key university departments that we know are important in your benefit certification and ensuring that you're able to access those benefits. So key partners in registrar's office, financial aid, and of course, transfer admission through your transfer process. Now I am going to transition, as I shared earlier. We are very excited and very proud to welcome our LMU students, many who have transferred in themselves, to share their experience and to answer questions that you may have about what it is to live the life as a lion on the bluff. So I'm going to turn it over to Ruben, who will lead the conversation with our wonderful students.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm gonna lead student panel. My colleague is just having some internet connection difficulties. So if our student panelists could please introduce themselves with their name, their year, and their major. And then any of the attendees, if you have any questions, please enter that into the Q&A function and we'll go ahead and start our panel.
I don't mind starting us off. So I'm Emily. I am an incoming senior this fall. I transferred last fall and I am a psychology major.
I guess I'll go next. Hi, everyone. My name is Adam. I am a rising senior as well, a political science major and business minor, and I transferred during my sophomore year.
Hi everybody, my name is Margot. I'm a marketing major. I transferred in last fall and I'm going to be a junior.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexa Walls. I'm a rising senior dance major with a minor in public relations, and I'm not a transfer student. However, I do work in the transfer office.
Thank you, everyone. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and enter that into the Q&A. Let's start with a question of why did you pick LMU?
Yes, I'll go first. So I have many reasons of why I chose LMU, but I'll share two with you guys. The first one is I really liked how small the class sizes are here at LMU. They're very intimate and you really get to know your professors and your classmates on a more personal level. And the second reason why I chose LMU was because of its dedication to service and giving back to the community and helping everyone out. If I'm not mistaken, I always like to say this statistic, LMU ranks 4th in the nation for most students engaged in community service. And that just really shows you the dedication and the willingness of the student body to really help and make a change in the world. So those are my two reasons.
All right, so let's go with another question. What is something you wish you knew going through the transfer process?
I can start. Something that and I say this all the time, is that I wish I would have reached out sooner to ask for help, because for me, I come from a family who didn't go to college. So I'm a first generation college student. And I was a little ashamed to ask for help, but I finally reached out, I think like 2 months before starting at LMU. And Vanessa was so kind to help me and my mom get the process started and kind of alleviate the stress of not knowing what to do or who to talk to. So something I wish I knew is just to reach out and not be afraid to ask any questions.
All right, thank you so much. So our next question is, what was your transition to LMU like?
I can answer that one. So it was a little weird because obviously the pandemic happened, so that was not expected. But I would say it went really well. I was able to reach out to people and get answers to my questions very easily. All of the staff and admissions are super, super helpful. So definitely, like Emily said, reach out sooner than later. But yeah, it was an easy process, and now I'm here and I'm very happy to be here. So that's kind of how I saw my transfer process.
Wonderful, thank you. So we have a housing question in the Q&A. And so I want to open this up to, if you lived on campus, what was your experience like? And if you've lived off campus, how did you go about that process?
I can start. So I've lived both on and off campus. And my first year at LMU, I lived on campus, and finding a roommate for me, I know there's obviously different ways that you can find a roommate, whether that's through Facebook groups, and they do have a Facebook group specifically for transfer students. And I know that that's been very helpful for a lot of my friends and peers that I know at LMU. But also, I would say living off campus is definitely a different experience, but there's still ways, to find other students to connect with in order to find a roommate, or what apartments, fit your budget and things like that. And I would definitely say something that really helped me was creating a spreadsheet, and just figuring out, okay, what are all of my options? What is my budget? And if I can split the rent between four people, including myself, or one other student, and if I have a car, how long is it going to take me to get to campus? And really weighing out all of those pros and cons in order to figure out what best suits your own needs. I had a great experience both on and off campus. And I would say that if you're in an on campus apartment, it's very similar to living off campus. So you're still having, the opportunity for more independence, having a full kitchen and all of those things, but just figuring out what best suits your needs. And I would definitely recommend creating a spreadsheet and figuring out what things are in the area surrounding LMU. So looking at things like apartments.com, Zillow, if you want just a specific smaller building, that's really helpful as well. So just weighing out all the options, I would definitely say is the best way to go.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexa. So our next question is, how did you get involved on campus?
I can answer that one. So definitely the best way to start getting involved is to just kind of throw yourself in it. As someone who's a part of like a bunch of different clubs and now is even an officer of one of them, I would say that the best place to start looking is at Leo. It's through your My LMU, and you can find hundreds and hundreds of different options that are suited to you and sort of what your personality is and what your hobbies are. So a lot of times you can just kind of browse through and check all of the different options. But yeah, the best way is to start getting started as soon as possible. Go to a couple of club meetings, figure out what you think is best for you. Do you like get along with those people? Do you like the activities that they have? And then sort of decide from there.
Yeah, and then I kind of want to add on it just a little bit. I'm more of a shy, introverted person, so for me to just put myself out there can be difficult at times. But as Margot said, just really join as many clubs as you want, join as many activities as you want. Everyone is so friendly on campus; they want to make friends with you. So there is always a club, and there's always going to be an organization that you will fit perfectly for. You just have to, again, throw yourself out there and don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be shy, because everyone on campus is amazing and they're so friendly.
Thank you. So another question is, what has been your favorite memory at LMU?
I can answer that one. So one of my favorite memories was actually first semester I came, and something that happened that I thought was kind of funny and also kind of goofy was just in my economics class, we were getting ready for finals and we were kind of preparing for that. So we were going over questions, and a couple of the people in my class decided they wanted to change their photo to like the photo of the professor as sort of a joke, but also to like lift the spirits and get everyone kind of excited for finals. So I would say that everyone is just so like welcoming, and like that really just showed me how friendly and how like fun that LMU can be as a school. So that was one of my favorite more recent memories.
Thank you. So what has been a challenge you experienced at LMU that you didn't anticipate initially? All right, well, it sounds like there weren't too many challenges that you didn't anticipate. So let's just transition on to another question. So what advice would you give to a student during the transfer process?
I would say reach out, ask as many questions as you can, make connections with the transfer team. They're here to help you. So yeah, just reach out. That's like probably the best advice I could give you.
I agree. I think that the best way is just get connected. Start early. Don't wait till it's like too late and then you're lost and you don't know what you're doing. And that even includes like joining study groups. Like message some people in your class or talk to them and be like, hey, are you willing to like start a study group with me? I promise you it'll be worth it at the end of the semester when, you know, some of you are lost and you're like, hey, I don't know what's going on. You can always reach out to people for help. So yeah, definitely try and get connected with people as soon as possible.
All right, thank you very much to our student panel for answering all these wonderful questions.
Thank you, students. Thank you, Chelsea, for leading that, I think, important conversation. I think it's helpful to hear from us about the LMU experience and, of course, admission and financial aid requirements and the process. But I think truly being able to connect with Lions about their experience, especially again, as I shared, these are students that have recently been in your shoes. And so to be able to, again, connect with them. And this is where we have a variety of ways to continue to engage with our team, including our student workers. And so we want to ensure that you can, if interested in scheduling a one-on-one conversation with a member of the transfer admission team, you can do so by going to transfer.lmu.edu/visit. Our various engagement opportunities and ways to connect are outlined there. So you can schedule a one-on-one conversation, so a counseling appointment to go over your specific requirements, your education plan, talk about your courses and make recommendations for what you should be taking in the fall, for example. You can also drop in. We have drop-in hours available Monday through Thursday. These are virtual drop-in hours that while you're not needing to make an appointment in advance, you can drop in and it's still a one-on-one personal conversation. Just as if you would pick up the phone, you just drop into our Zoom room. You can, of course, call us at the number there on your screen or email us at transfer@lmu.edu. For our international transfer students, you have the benefit of a support team from not only transfer admission, but also from the LMU international admission team, and they can be reached at international@lmu.edu. So we thank you for your attention this afternoon, for your interest in learning more about transfer admission at LMU, our requirements, the opportunities and the resources, and know again that we are here to help. We hope that this is the beginning of our work with you, and we cannot wait to assist you and work with you in your academic journey and hopefully see you on the bluff. We have a variety of sessions coming up at 2 o'clock. And so here on your screen, we encourage you to take a look at what's being offered at 2. There is a session on career and professional development. So to learn more about what they offer in terms of workshops and opportunities, the outcomes available to LMU students, I encourage you all to attend the Career and Professional Development Office. To hear more from students about student life, they have a student life panel at 2 o'clock as well. And then, of course, we have a financial aid session in both English and Spanish at 3 p.m. So thank you. Again, on behalf of LMU, on behalf of Transfer Admission, have a wonderful rest of your time at Open House and go Lions. Thank you so much.